Everyone. So today we are talking depression. It's one of the most common issues that brings people into my office. So let's start with the signs and symptoms. And first, just a word. Depression is not a mental illness that you can look at someone and tell that they have it. Really often people will appear as if they're happy and enjoying life when really on the inside they're extremely depressed and miserable. If someone is so depressed that they're not keeping up with their activities of daily living, like personal hygiene, then you may be able to look at them and tell that they're depressed. But more often than not, it ends up being more of a silent illness. So some of the symptoms. Somebody who's depressed may be experiencing insomnia. They're not able to sleep. They may be irritable, tired, fatigued, a loss of interest in things that they previously enjoyed. And people usually find it difficult to concentrate on things. You may also notice a persistent sadness or that they're sleeping excessively. Somebody who finds it difficult to get out of bed. They may be depressed. Feelings of guilt or worthlessness, as if you're not good enough, you don't deserve good things. And then severe depression, people will often have suicidal thoughts, desire to end their life. Some of these may be active, they have a plan, but it's also really common that people will have suicidal or passive suicidal ideation where they have thoughts about, what life would be like if they weren't here, that people would be better off without them. So there's different kinds of depression. There's major depressive disorder, which is where the symptoms are so severe that it gets in the way of your functioning. You're starting to have problems with work, parenting, home life, social life. People who are depressed, they tend to get pretty isolated. There's also postpartum depression, which happens after a mother has given birth, and we can see this onset for at least the first year after they've given birth. People tend to think it's something that has to set in immediately, and that's not true. Persistent depressive disorder, which is where somebody is depressed for more than 2 years. And then seasonal affective disorder, which is typically in the winter months. People may experience depression, and then when the weather improves, the depression lifts. Thankfully, we're in Houston where we have short winters, which is ideal for anybody that experiences seasonal affective disorder. So let's go over some statistics on depression. So women are nearly 2 times more likely to experience depression than males. 11.4% of adolescents aged 12 to 17 had a major depressive episode in 2014, and 6.6% of adults aged 18 or older have had a major depressive episode in 2014. So notice that it uses the words episode because sometimes people will experience depression and then it'll alleviate and then it can come back. So depression is completely treatable. I use a combination of cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, so looking at your thoughts and your behaviors and finding patterns that may be keeping you stuck in that depression or contributing to it. I also like to use EMDR, eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, to target some of those negative core beliefs. And then I also like to use positive psychology. So positive psychology developed after people realized that when somebody is depressed, their mood doesn't just automatically improve. More often than not, people will report feeling a sense of emptiness. And so, they're at more of a risk of relapse if they're empty. So let's use some things that are proven, that are evidence-based, to create more fulfillment and meaning in your life. Things like expressing gratitude or letting go of grudges, being able to find the silver lining in situations. These are all skills that we can develop. I also use acceptance and commitment therapy, or ACT, being able to figure out what your vital, meaningful life is and how to move you closer to that. So this was a quick lesson on depression. If you are depressed or you know somebody who's depressed, I hope you'll share this video with them. Please get help if you are depressed because, like I said, it's something that is treatable. Until next time, guys, bye-bye.